I need to ask this question because this is crazy to me when I am starting to dive deeper into the Cleveland Browns. And we love the Browns on this channel. We've done like 40 videos on the Browns at this point, maybe even more. And what we love about them is that we see ourselves in you. We're the Detroit Lions fans. All right, you see the line in the back. We have Sports Talk Detroit as our other channel. But we feel like the Cleveland Browns are the Lions of the AFC. We have a mutual love and respect, or lack of respect. I don't know. Anyways, we have respect for each other. So I understand statements like everybody's favorite player is the backup quarterback, right? I understand hating your head coach. I understand all of these things. I understand the underachieving. But I need to tell you that from a national perspective, you currently have a head coach that everybody else would be happy to have. There are 20 teams in the league that would probably trade in their head coach for yours. But the question I have for you, you can comment now or wait till I'm done explaining a couple things, because I'm going to give you some hard, good facts and truth. But do you or would you rather have Kevin Stefanski as your coach, or would you rather have him gone? Because I am hearing that a lot of Cleveland fans are not a big fan about it. All right. And I was reading this article and it talks about these fans, that's y'all, all right, don't want to hear that Kevin is the first winning coach they've had outside of Greg Williams to own a winning record. They don't want to hear that they're third in the NFL in rushing, despite the fact that they're 23rd in yards per attempt. I know, it's brutal. It's hard. All right? Meaning they're running a lot, they're just not doing it well. And part of that's because of the offensive line and all the issues. None of these facts matter because he calls passing plays, whatever. All right? But he once again won Coach of the Week. And whether you like to hear it or not, he is a top 3 or 4 candidate for Coach of the Year. He has the Cleveland Browns in what many people would say, or not many people, but you could make an argument that they're in the best division in football, and they're 9-5, and they're in the driver's seat to make the playoffs, playing with a quarterback who wasn't on the team even a month ago. All right, with all the injuries to Deshaun Watson, they've played 4 different quarterbacks at starting quarterback. Here's the injury lineup that he won with last week. Nick Chubb, Mo Hurst, Okoronkwo, Walker, Conklin, Jones, Phillips, Watson, Delpit, McLeod, Pochich, Wills, Gant. I'm sorry, it's Jakeem Grant. I don't know why I said Gant. Nishke, Thornhill, Woods. Are you kidding? The injuries are insane. All right, and this guy is still mentioned about being Coach of the Year. All right, so now I'm going to bring you to another screen that I don't know if you're going to love either. This is coaches with and their win-loss percentage record with the Cleveland Browns. By far, your best coach was Paul Brown from 46 to 62. Then Blanton Collier from 63 to 70. Greg Williams only had 8 games as an interim coach. So you can't sit here and say, yep, that's the guy. You had Marty Schottenheimer in the mid-80s. He turned out to be a pretty good coach, don't we think? And then Nick Skorich in the 70s. Meaning that Kevin Stefanski is the best coach by winning percentage since 1988. Since 1988, when Marty Schottenheimer walked out the doors. Because no, I'm not counting Greg Williams. All right, Bill Belichick, look at that, is below him. Bud Carson, all these other coaches. I mean, look at Freddie Kitchens, who had the year in between. Oh, man, that was nasty, wasn't it? Oh, that was so ugly. Romeo Crennel, Eric Mangini. I know it's hard to talk about. Pat Shurmur. All right, like there are a lot of names that you don't want to talk about. Hugh Jackson. Oh, my goodness. All right, but here's the truth. And I'm not saying Kevin Stefanski is the coach that wins you a Super Bowl necessarily. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying he can't either. But He is a coach that has brought a level of stability to the program, to the franchise, to the whatever you want to call it. He came in 2020, coming off of Kitchens, where he was 6-10, and immediately had you guys at 11-5. Then quarterback, Baker Mayfield, is what it is, right? 8-9, 7-10. And everybody's like, get him out of here, right? And Deshaun's not playing well under him last year. He didn't start super hot this year, but they're back to 9-5, and they're playing winning football. When I look at this, and I look at what you've seen, all right, remember, I'm a Lions fan. I know mediocrity. I know worse than mediocrity. All right? His worst season was 7-10. If you take the previous, what is it? Oh my goodness, 15 years before that, almost 20 years before he got here, there was one season with better than 7 wins. All right, in 14, you were 7-9. You were 10-6 under Crennel. 1 year. Look at this. You have to go all the way back to 2002 to get your second season that had more than 7 wins, and that's his worst year. So when you go from the year 2000, 3 of the 5 best seasons of the Cleveland Browns have belonged to Kevin Stefanski. 3 of the 5. Or you can say, just 3 of the best. I don't know what else to tell you. I know you don't want to hear it, and I certainly know you don't want to look at this. But the last person who gave you any amount of continued success was Bill Belichick in the early 90s. It was Bill Belichick, and then the team moved to Baltimore. And then I understand it was difficult since then. I get that. But, oh my goodness, when you look back, the last coach that had any level of sustained success like Kevin Stefanski is having was Bill Belichick. He turned out to be okay. Maybe it was all Tom Brady. I don't know what to tell you, right? But whether you want to hear it or not, you have a guy that most teams would die for. And I think whether you like it or not, it kind of reminds me of Harbaugh. He really does. He comes in, he's an offensive-minded coach, but he doesn't throw the ball a lot, and his defenses always seem to be better than his offenses. It's interesting because that's how Harbaugh does it, and Harbaugh's an offensive mind, and he's a quarterback. And no, I'm not talking about his time at Michigan, even though that does represent his time at Michigan. I'm going back to his time with the 49ers. It reminds me of not John, Jim. So hopefully you didn't turn this off as soon as you heard Harbaugh and you think I'm talking about the Ravens. I was talking about Jimmy, my boy Jimmy Harbaugh. All right. So yeah, I hope you guys understand that it's been a long time since there's been sustained success or even sustained mediocrity. For the Browns, Stefanski's bringing it to you. You can't let him go. You should be thankful for him. Get used to it. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't unsubscribe. Subscribe. All right, leave a comment if you hate him. That's okay. Leave a comment if you love him. Leave a comment if you don't know what to think, but you're happy you're 9-5. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.